Hey gang. All right, so this is just a quick run through of the new Friedman IRX because some of you, including Mr. D, have asked about this. And yes, of course I was gonna get it. No, I'm not getting that new Fender thingy for many reasons, not the least of which is I watched like 10 demos and it all sounded meh to me. Some of it sounded good, but for $1,800? No, I don't think so. Plus, did you notice that all the demos were very reverb heavy? That's usually a sign of something anyway. So yes, so we're gonna talk about the Friedman IRX. This is just gonna be a quick run through. So if you're passing by and you see the title and you say, hey, stop complaining, go put some negative comment on somebody else's post. I will do a full run through when I get back from vacation, but I'm leaving on vacation in a day and I don't have time to do a full run through. This is for my loyal subscribers who have been here for a long time and asked about this. So I'm just gonna run through my initial impressions and let you hear some sounds. There'll be a photo up on the screen right now of the settings that I am starting with. These are the clean settings, clean-ish settings in some cases, that I developed for this guitar. It's a part Squire that I sort of put together with a Bigsby and a single DiMarzio Hot 57 pickup. The good thing about this guitar is if it sounds good with this one, it usually translates to lap steel and other guitars that I own. So enough of the jibba jabba. You see the picture of my settings that I'm starting with. I did adjust the boost to my liking and I'll run through the different gain structures. Let me start by saying that the plexi side is tremendous. I mean, I'm very, very impressed by the plexi side because I can get, depending on the IR, and that's the key thing here. Now, I haven't played with my own IRs. I'm just using the 12 that are in there. I kind of, scrolled through them. But using their IRs, using the EVL IR with the plexi, you can get a very, very convincing and excellent Fenderish type tone, or just a clean plexi platform to start with. So those are all possible with the plexi side. And of course, you can get it really gainy if you wish. But floating through the different IRs is very, very important. Now, I'm not a Friedman amp fan, oddly enough. So when I went to the Friedman side, I was like, it was semi-horrifying. I'm just being honest. But I dialed that side in with the use of IRs and tweaking the living hell out of it to get a really cool sound for me, as well to start with. But again, I think maybe bringing in your own IRs will make a huge difference. This is one pedal that's gonna make a huge difference from IR to IR because it's such a solid platform. The tube technology and the topography sound fantastic. Like, they're very, very responsive. Like, it has the weight and the heft you expect from the response from a guitar amp, but it's also got the touch sensitivity. It feels great under the fingers. So let's start. I'm just gonna play through some of the plexi side. And then, yes, I will put the boost on and I will gain it up. I've chosen 3 different cabs. The EVL with the plexi is my favorite. It just feels better. And like I said, it feels a little Fendery, but yeah, here we go. Now, you hear the clarity, the string clarity between, it's kind of amazing. Like, when I play most modelers, even good ones, and there are a few good ones, they don't have that responsiveness, and I find it very difficult to get the string clarity at lower gains. So let's try channel 2. That's the Friedman side. Now, yes, there's a little more gain. Now, the Friedman side, as you saw from the photo, the gain is at like 8 o'clock, whereas the Plexi side, it was at like 10:30. So much less gain, but yet you hear more gain. But I kind of dig that. But again, I had to turn the treble way down, the mid up a touch, and the bass up a lot more than the Plexi side. And I have the tight switch on the Friedman side. I mean, it's pretty damn good. Now, I'll put the boost on this. So that's with the boost. Without, it's just a slight change. Again, you can adjust that yourself. Now, if I want to turn the gain way up, that's just past noon. Let's go to 3 o'clock. Now, because I made the adjustments, I think that sounds great for this guitar. I'm going to bring it back down to where I had it. Go back to channel 1. So I'm going to put the boost on channel 1. Here's channel 1 without the boost. With just a little bit more gainy, but I'm gonna turn the boost off and we'll turn the gain up. Now, on the Plexi side, I've got the bright switch in the middle. That's where it felt right for me. And I should also mention that the software is really cool. It's limited. Yes, you can bring in your own IRs and you can scroll through their IRs, but other than doing that and setting the presence, which I have the presence on both channels in the middle, in the software, because you can only do that in the software. And I've got the thump for both channels all the way to the right on the third position. So they give you, off, on, and 2. So I've got thump, and the presence is on 1 instead of the far right 2, just to be clear. And the thump, for this, it's what worked. So thump is all the way up, and the software works great, but there's not much more to it. And you can save, once you get your thing together, like I did for myself, you can save it into the IRX. It's a balanced output, which is cool, but it's mono, but it's a balanced output. So I am running it directly from that balanced output TRS to XLR into my DAW, straight into Pro Tools. You are not hearing anything else. There's no other wizardry or post-production. It's right from this box, direct out of the balanced output right into my DAW. And in fact, the DAW gain is all the way down. So what you hear is what you get. When I do the more in-depth version of this review, I will put it in an effects loop and try a few different configurations. I'm excited about the effects loop because it sounds so good that I think this is gonna make my pedal board sound better, at least the one that I take out on the road, so I don't need to carry an amp. I think even though I like the Quad Cortex and I love Line 6 products, I think this, because it's only 6.5 inches wide, I think this is the first unit that I will feel completely comfortable going out on the road without an amp and not feeling like I'm losing anything. That's going to be very, very, very important to me. I can just run it to an FR, and for recording, run it to direct in. Really great. Do I wish there was more than 2 amps in it? Sure. But I'm glad they sound this responsive and realistic. Really shocked. Anyway, let's get to the gain side of the play. That's at about 3 o'clock, so let's try it all the way up. And then back down to where I had it. So basically with the boost on the first channel, you're just adjusting it to add more gain. And on the second channel, I assume it's to add more boost to an already gainier channel. So it's pretty simple. Yes, I'll play through this when I get back from vacation. We'll run it through the pedal board in the effects loop, yada, yada, yada. But I wanted to let you know that I am very impressed. And I'll be honest, I didn't really expect to be impressed. I thought like, yeah, okay, I'll try it out, but it's probably going back. But no, I think I'm gonna keep it. And in fact, what I will do when I do the full run through, this will be interesting for some of you before we go today. When I do the full run through, because I have 3 different modelers that are similar to this, I'm not talking about, Helix and Quad Cortex. I'm talking about like all encompassed just box amp things. So what I'm gonna do when I get back from vacation is shoot this out, the Friedman, versus the DSM plus Humboldt box, which I love and I still have. Plus, I'm gonna shoot it out against the Walrus Audio ASC1, which can run in stereo. That's the one advantage that box has. Or you can have 2 different amps. You can have the left output and the right output be 2 different amps. But I think you'll find that fascinating because I was playing around with that yesterday on my own. And I think you're gonna go, oh, wait a second, there's something here. Because each one has its own thing to offer. But I think the differences will be way more obvious when you shoot, because these are what I consider similar boxes. They're not multi-effects units. They're there to basically get you your amp sound directly and with IRs. And I think that you will be fascinated by hearing the 3 of these next to each other. Maybe that's what we'll do next. I'll do a video where we run this in the effects loop, but then I'll do a video when I come back for all 3 of them shot out next to each other. That will be illuminating, my friends. So thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. I hope you got something out of this. It definitely, so I give it a hearty thumbs up. I didn't want to, but I do, because it's superior sound, and the bottom end, that thunk that you need to hear with an amp, that's what's there and is missing in so many devices that I try. And now my D string is out of tune. So see you next time.